Hello, you have reached calendar in meeting. I'm hearing some robot voices.
I think it might be me.
Oh, okay. Oh, darn. Okay. All right. So you might have to mute your.
Yep.
Let's see if you're muted. And if okay, so the robot voice has gone away. I don't know how you're going to participate in the meeting. So anyway, this is the Callantyre Internal Decision meeting, and today is May 29th, and we are looking at the internal letter of intent dated April 29th for Callantyre. So without further ado, let's.
Okay, I'm going to log out and log back in again.
Okay, I hope that works.
Me too. See you in a bit.
Okay. So we have item number 1, Ethelred the Well-Read, new name and new device. The name docs, nobody had any comments about the name. And Gawain, Master Gawain, only said no conflicts found. I did put in the note that the wildcats used in the artwork came directly from the Pictic to nip in the bud anybody who wanted to say these looked like wolves or something. They came directly from the Pictic. And nobody said anything about the blazon, which is per chevron argent and sable, 2 wildcats salient, respectant ghouls, and a triquetra argent. So I am just going to decide that this one can go up, send up to Laurel as is.
By the way, I just conflict checked the name. It is clear.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Oh, he's finally registering his name?
Well, this was going to be tough. Ethelred the Well-Read, is kind of jokey, kind of, just tossed into the ether. So we're hoping that the documentation of just a lingua anglica descriptive by name, we're hoping that'll go.
Okay.
So yes, we're happy. Moving along, item number 2, Bjolfur Gunvaldsson, a new name and device. Frida, about the name, Frida said the name checks out and looks correctly formed. And it's all from Gearbossi, so I am just going to note that will be sent up.
It is also clear from conflict.
Thank you. And the device, Girani Arandi, Sable and Ore, a bear's head kabost ghouls. Yes, you're right. There's an SFPP. My cats are... Okay, yes, you're right. There's an SFPP for a central charge that obscures the center of a Girani Arandi.
Only one, though.
But we will make that note and send it up. Excuse me.
It's a very good bear head.
His lady drew that. She's apparently she's pretty good at that, so we're glad. Item number 3, Catherine de Fiamma, a new device. Argent, a torteau, and on a chief indented azure, a roundel between an increscent and a decrescent argent. Gawain said no conflicts. Nobody else really had anything else to say. So I'm going to just note it to send it up. Oh, by the way, Catherine de Fiamma's name, we have no idea how it will get registered, if at all. It's a couple of months. Well, it's 2 months. It's 2 months ahead of the device. So it'll probably come back as Catherine Fiamma rather than Di Fiamma. I hope she's okay with that, but what it is what it is. Item number 4, Oisin Hakonson, new device, Azure, an owl displayed, sustaining in its talons a battle axe fesswise, a bordure argent. We probably should make a point that the owl displayed is an SFPP.
Which it does say in Oscar.
It does.
Okay.
And I wouldn't quibble about whether it's maintaining or sustaining. Let Reith make that call once it gets further up.
All right. Well, then I guess I'll just send it up as is. I did send a note to Gawain to remind him of the meeting, and he might not have gotten my note. So I would certainly trust his judgment about whether it's maintaining rather than sustaining, but you're right. That's a call for Reith. All right, then. Moving right along. Item number 5. Rima Alwadi, new name and new device. Not a lot to say about the names. Documentation checks out and it's formed right and no conflicts according to Basil. So moving along, let me just go ahead and make that note to send up. The device is per chevron azure and argent, 2 dragonflies chevron-wise argent, and a flower pale-wise purpure slipped and leaved vert. Gawain suggests that the dragonflies are in chevron rather than chevron-wise. Maybe there is no such thing as chevron-wise.
He's right. And it does not have any unity of orientation issue because they're not comparable for that.
Well, I'll change the blazon per Gawain's suggestion, and then of course let Reith sort that out for sure. Okay. I would like to make this note while I'm here thinking about it. So talk amongst yourselves.
Hi.
In chevron rather than chevron-wise. Okay, got it. Moving right along to item number 6. Sigvarder Scarfer, new device. Checky, ghouls, and ore, a cormorant head erased proper, pierced through the neck by an arrow, fesswise reversed sable. His name really is registered the way I found it in the O&A. And Gawain pointed out that the arrow is not reversed. And I went and looked at the rules for my own edification, and of course he's right. So I will reblazon as simply without the word reversed. It's just an arrow fesswise sable rather than fesswise reversed sable.
And I would just make a comment more for education-wise of the cormorant's yellow beak. The head should probably be tipped a little bit more so the more the beak is on the reddish area so it doesn't kind of blend into everything. Just as, not for this device, but for anyone designing something similar. Just to make it a little bit easier to see it because it kind of loses the mouth right up near where it joins the head. Just a tweak.
Well,
I did pretty good with it.
Sort of agree and sort of don't.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that when you've got a neutral field and when you've got something like this beak, and it's a huge beak, I think this is in fact a kind of a good example of how to draw, how to position your animal so that the contrast is where it ought to be.
Okay.
So, we'll see what other people say at Laurel level then.
True.
But I'm inclined to not add another note.
I'm not saying anything for this device at all. I'm saying for forthcoming ones.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
And I'm certainly not an expert.
I'll keep that in mind though, because I've got a different device coming along that is going to have very interesting contrast issues, and I will keep that in mind. So, okay, so moving along, do I have that one? Yes, we're going to simply make that blazon change as Gawain suggested. Okay. Number 7, a name, Stephen Cusland?
I would probably read it as Cousland.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be me doing a quick court herald thing.
Yeah, okay. I just think of cousin. So, yeah. I hope he'll recognize we hope you'll recognize your name when I say come on down. So.
Yep, because again, I'm pulling more that German speaking than anything else.
Mm-hmm. So lots of documentation about Causland Castle in Midlothian and the village, and it's like, well, you know what? Look, there it is in black. So she sent a bunch of documentations that better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, I guess.
Yep.
So, and Maradona provided the link, so that's good. We'll make sure. Oh, that's a note I'm going to add. Make sure the link is there. And send it up because nobody had anything to say again it. So, number 8, Tempest C, a new name and new device. Everything is documented. The name is documented from Family Search, and it's a P batch and a C batch. So we're good within 2 years of each other. So I will just send this up. And honestly, I was kind of afraid that somebody would say something about asking whether this is a joke name. And as near as I can tell, this is not a joke name. This is the name she wants.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So that one just is send up. And the device, purple inverted, vert, sable, and argent. Gawain suggested another comma to the blazon, but found no conflicts. And I'm delighted that this is not in conflict. I mean, look how simple.
Oh, I know. It's very pretty.
It really is.
It's pretty.
Wow. Okay. So, so that gets sent up. All right. Item number 9, Visvamitra. There we go. Visvamitra Yavana. New name and new device. The name documentation. The submitter obviously didn't. Well, I will say it's obvious to me that he didn't consult with a herald. He just wrote a term paper documenting. Okay.
It still seems okay.
Better to over document than under document.
It is clear from conflict.
Oscar only lets you upload 5 images. So I picked the 4 that seemed the most relevant. The rest, I believe I added in docs because he sent like 13 pages. So, but I did get on him and say, you know, we need the book itself. We need the book itself. So send me a copy of the title page and then the page with the actual evidence that you are offering. So that's what he did, and he put 13 pages into the mail.
Holy cow!
Hey, they're from Flint Hill.
Okay.
So
Must
there's
be a newer person.
Hmm.
Must be newer.
Yes, I do think so. And there's really not a Herald up there because Einar's not active. So
Right.
So I don't know where. I mean, because he didn't do a bad job. I mean, he understood from the outset that documentation was required, but he wasn't. And then when I back and forth on email a bit, I got better documentation out of him. So I hope this will be sufficient. So I'm going to say for the name, send it up.
And don't worry, I'm not going to fuss about the device.
So the device is Azure in pale, a lotus flower in profile, and an owl argent. This is an owl.
And I would say, I was going to say, just let Reith decide if the pictures are fine or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's above our pay grade.
Yes. I will say that the blue, I'm pretty sure he used the regular Crayola blue marker. That's what it looks like in the original to me, is the Crayola blue. My scanner, I maybe should have tweaked it a bit before I uploaded it. I might upload a fresh copy with the settings just to make it come out more like what he sent.
It looks really blue on my screen.
Well, that is certainly what we want. We want it to be blue.
Well, the colored version for me is kind of a little more on the blue-gray side, but blue enough. And you can definitely tell that it was marker colored. I would say it would be good.
I think that when I do this with my screen, I don't need to upload anything else. Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right then. And that is it for this letter. That is it for this letter.
Okay.
All right, so let me go back and reread my notes. Item number 1, the name, we're just going to send up. Number 1D is also send up. Number 2, name, send up. Number 2D, mention the step from period practice. Number 3, send up. Number 4, the device, send up. Number 5, send it up, meaning forward it to Laurel. 5, the device.
Yep, sorry. I was one step ahead of you.
Okay, yes, 5 device is reblazon as per chevron azure and argent 2 dragonflies in chevron argent and a flower palewise per pure slipped and leaved vert. Oh, I know. I was going to ask the question on number 5 device. Does anybody recognize that flower? Because the submission form came without a suggested blazon, so I don't know what kind of flower that is.
A cinquefoil?
Is a cinquefoil something that really is a natural flower with, would you have a cinquefoil slipped and leaved? I think a cinquefoil is a stylized thing rather than.
I was just going to say, cinquefoil cinq is 5. It's 5 leaved.
Well, I wonder.
I'd leave the blazon. I just leave the blazon.
Okay.
It's definitely a 5-petal flower, so.
No doubt.
Right.
Is it a violet? I don't know. All right. Number 6, the device reblazon as Checky Ghouls and Or, a cormorant head erased proper, pierced through the neck by an arrow, fesswise sable. Number 7, the name, be sure to add Maradonna's link to the name docs and send it up to Laurel. 8, the name is send up. 8, the device is add the comma to blazon it purple in inverted vert, comma, sable, comma, and argent.
On number 8, number 8, I would maybe suggest putting there in the documentation for the name that this is not a joke name. This is truly what the client wants to have as the person's registered SCA name. Just so we can head off any, is this a joke name kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it didn't even occur to me that it would have been a joke.
I know, but some people might try and take it that way, and it's easier to predict those possibilities and head them off at the pass.
That's true.
Right, because that cuts down on the signal to noise ratio on Big Oscar, where people come in and they think that is worthy of remark that this name is obtrusively modern. No, there's a difference between modern and joke. So yes, you're right. I put that note in there, and I will make sure Gottfried has that. We did 8 device. 9, the name, we will just send up as is. And 9, the device, send up as is. So that was short and sweet. The next decision meeting will be June the 25th, the 4th Monday of June. And the internal letter that we'll be commenting on, or that we'll be deciding on next month, is already up there. So you can go look at that now. And I think that is really all we need. So
okay, and there was nothing from YouTube.
Okay. All right. Well then, thank you all for joining us. Prepositions, I can have some. Thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll see you next month.